note na whatever you share, whatever you type in the in-call messages, and whatever things you mention will be recorded as well. Okay? So you kindly listen properly. I think nakabayad na yung school kasi it can be recorded na. So I'll try to have this one downloaded and then I'll send to you guys the recorded copy para you can have some what you call this one, some reference. Okay? So for this afternoon, we will be talking about how do you write your chapter 2 for capstone project documentation. I think everyone man siguro have undergone the process on writing chapter 2, tama? Kasi lahat naman tayo nag-research. Yung sa capstone lang is that medyo hindi siya parehas. It's because it's more of us, kumbaga yung direction ng pagkakasulat ng chapter 2 is more on the technical side. Ibig sabihin, it's more on the technologies used, it's more of the concepts used. So ibig sabihin guys, more of the related studies and literatures na gagamitin natin will be used as evidence doon sa mga sinabi natin sa chapter 1. So, anong take natin dito? Ibig sabihin, yung hahanapin natin na literature guys, yun yung kumbaga tutulong on how do we write properly chapter 2. Okay? So the official title of your chapter 2 will be this one, Review of Related Literature and Studies. When we say literature, it's more focused bitaw on explaining this, it's more on explaining what the concept, what theories, what technology you've used, yan yung literature. Pag studies naman guys, ibig sabihin, you're more focused on doing research kung ano yung mga existing studies na na-develop using those concepts. Like for example, you would cite studies on the development of patient profiling kasi yung system na you are proposing is about profiling. So pwedeng ganun, okay? So kung again, ang kaibahan ng dalawa is that literature is more of explaining the concept, yung sa cited natin, and then yung studies naman, it's more of the work of people focused on the development. Nakuha ba yung difference ng dalawa? So yung dalawa, they cannot be in one area in your chapter 2. It's because it will create mandayon confusion to the reader. So yung best approach na gagawin natin dito is that we will separate them. Iba yung iba yung magiging area for yung for the literature, iba din yung area for the studies. Okay? Am I clear? Sige. Let's now have the core purpose of the existence of chapter 2. So chapter 2 serves as the evidence section of the study. It supports and validates the claims made in chapter 1 by using credible sources. So specifically, this chapter must prove that the identified problems exist, support the proposed solution, present existing systems or studies related to the project, and then identify gaps that justify the development of the proposed system. Let's sub first yung pinakauna. When we say prove that the identified problems exist, if you notice in your chapter 1, you have what you call project context. And then under project context, meron tayong tinatawag na statement of the problem. Diba? Yung statement of the problem, if you notice, hindi ko nilagyan or hindi ko pinalagyan ng citations. It's because it will be, kumbaga, you will prove that one na these problems are really related to IT solutions. Dito ba natin i-explain sa chapter 2? So anong mangyayari guys? Hanap tayo ng mga studies na yung problem nila, kumbaga, hindi problem actually, yung gap bitaw, kaya diba, for example, you created a study, tapos sa study, there are some parts na hindi nila kayang i-address. That now becomes the gap. And then yung gap natin is magiging evidence natin na yung study, yung problem na sinabi natin sa chapter 1 is really a problem and can be addressed by certain technologies. So again, yung gap or yung mga problems na hindi na-address ng existing studies will become our basis as proof na yung problems natin is really a problem that can be addressed by IT. Nakuha ba? Thumbs up daw, be? So again hindi ko pinalagyan ng citation yung statement of the problem because dito siya hahanapan ng evidence. Okay? So, you also have it here, support the proposed solution. If you notice, guys, actually in the on the later part bitaw, like for example, if you are done writing chapters 1, 2, and 3, meron akong revision na gagawin, which I will mention right now. Ipapatanggal ko yung mga citations on in your objectives because your chapter 2 will kumbaga will defend those citations. Okay? So ginawa lang namin yun para magbasa talaga kayo ng studies earlier para alam natin kung anong isusulat natin sa chapter 2. Yan yung purpose. You also have it here, present existing systems or studies related to the project. So, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina guys, yung hahanapin natin is yung mga published or unpublished studies that is somewhat like similar sa atong study, but then meron silang problems or gap na hindi na-address with their system. Yun dayon yung magiging evidence natin. Okay? No? You have it here. Identify the gaps that justify the development of the proposed system. Sir, saan ba namin makikita yung mga gaps? Usually, your gaps can be located or you can find it either doon sa scope and limitation, doon sa results of the study, doon sa conclusion, or doon sa recommendation. Again, let's remember when we read the studies, you try to, try to research kung ano yung limitation ng study kasi usually yan yung gap. Like, really our system cannot do this one. Yan yung gap. You can also find it on the results presented by the researchers, like after their development and after their testing and evaluation. Ito yung naging resulta. This particular part or feature was not able to address the problem. So that will become the gap na dayon. They also sometimes provide it or they provide explanation doon sa conclusion. Okay? And then you also have it here sa recommendation. So yung apat na area guys, pag nagbabasa kayo ng journal, yun yung hanapin nyo. Okay? Para meron kayong guide na, okay, ito yung problem namin, tapos ito yung mga gaps ng study na we can use in our chapter 2. Again, let's all remember, chapter 2 is not a collection of sources. It's a structured argument supported by literature and studies. Ang goal ng chapter 2 talaga guys is for the panel to be convinced na you've done your research. It's not only na you conducted the interview, you observe the, what you call this one, the business or the organization, but you combined it. Kumbaga, you make affirmations of the claims you made in chapter 1 through your research. So, dini nagitag yun, mangita, magbasa, mag-analyze, and then, tawag dito, magsulat sa atong, kumbaga, position paper na our study should really be accepted or our proposed solution is really a good one because of the studies and literature we have cited. Okay? Now, ano yung writing style natin in chapter 2? Si chapter 1, it's more of your own, di ba? Like, kayo yung nagsulat. The idea generated is not coming from another study. Like, yung mga citations na ginawa ninyo are just part of it, di ba? So, sa chapter 2 naman, guys, it's more of you read, and then what have you learned, and then you write. It's what you call paraphrasing. Okay? Si chapter 2, bawal sa chapter 2 ang copy and paste. Okay? Bawal na you will copy the abstract and then that's the studies we would want to cite, sir. Hindi ganyan yung chapter 2. Yung chapter 2 is that you read a study or literature, you understand what it tried or what is it trying to deliver sa inyo, and then you write dayon your position nga, do you agree on this one or do you have any position nga you don't agree on this particular principle or theory or study but it can be adapted to our proposed solution. So parang ganun guys. So dili siya pwede na you will just copy and paste chapter 2. Okay? And be aware as well to kumbaga be careful as well in using AI in generating your chapter 2. It's because, di ba, sabi ko nga sa mga student ko sa prompt engineering, si ChatGPT or any other AI text generation tools or models, meron silang tendency of hallucinations. Ano ibig sabihin ng hallucinations? They will try to create the idea on it, but then if you will try to verify it in the existing study, hindi man ito na-mention, di ba? Like for example, yung study nag-mention na si Laravel, kumbaga, it was mentioned na Laravel provided a good framework to the researchers kasi it was able to address concerns on kumbaga functionalities that are divided among members. Yan yung claim ng ChatGPT example. But then when you try to read the paper, iba yung sinabi sa paper. Ang sinabi lang sa paper, kaya ginamit nila si Laravel, it's because yan yung kayang gamitin ng back-end developer nila. So, di ba, nag-hallucinate na siya. So again, do not rely too much on ChatGPT. Kay when we try or after chapter 2, there will be part of verification process. Like lahat ng sinabi ninyo dito, ipapacheck ko talaga like which or what part of the journal states this particular part. Okay? So do not do copy and paste or wag tayong mag-rely mostly on ChatGPT. Nakuha ba? Project managers, kindly thumbs up para aware ako na you are aware of my warning. Ha? Anyone who will be caught doing plagiarism will not be allowed to do their defense. Okay? Meron man tayong test for plagiarism. So, palihog ko, don't do it kay para dili ta magkagubot. Okay? Now, let's go to the structure of chapter 2. Si chapter 2, meron siyang structure na yun, yung requirements di ay. So, when we say required elements from chapter 1, it means na you are required to review. Diba? That's why bitaw sinabi ko na before we write our chapter 2, dapat alam nyo na talaga yung concept ng chapter 1 ninyo. That's why I think some of the project managers, when they submitted their paper, I really asked them, nasabtan na ba yun ka ninyo ang chapter 1 ninyo guys? Were you able to grasp the concept? Were you able to build the case of the problem? Kasi pag hindi po yan, kumbaga, available, then mahirapan tayo in writing chapter 2. And of course, you will be in problem na dayon when you defend your study. Again, make sure na you really grasp the idea of your proposed solution and then you're able to build a case for the problem. Okay, if we can find bitaw or if the panel will decide na yung problem na sinabi ninyo is not really a problem, like masolve bagid sa gyud if magpalit sila keyboard, then we will not really accept the study. So your proposal will be denied and of course, you will receive a failing grade. Okay? Now, before writing your chapter 2 guys, review nyo muna yung statement of the problem, yung proposed solution, yung objectives of the study, tapos yung scope and limitation. Bakit? Because in your chapter 2, your statement of the problem will either be supported by a literature or a study. So, tarungon gini mo gid guys na your problem is really a problem. Kay one of my students asked me, "Sir, yung problem na kinuha namin or sinulat namin sa chapter 1, that's based on our interview." Diba? But remember guys, wala naman tayong unique na organization or unique na business. Kumbaga, all over the world, these businesses or these organizations also have problems and we want evidence na basin diay sa ilahara na nga problem but then it's not actually a problem, di ba? So we want a research-based claim na this problem is really a problem because it's also being mentioned in other countries, in other places. Okay? Yan yung point namin. Okay? And then for the proposed solution, this one dayon will provide, or your chapter 2 will provide justifications that these technologies you have mentioned in your study, kumbaga, is somewhat like will give justification. When you say justification, bitaw ibig sabihin ito yung pinili ninyo. So ibig sabihin ito din yung kumbaga ito yung pinili ninyo. It's because this study was able to address the problem na kanilang gigamit. Okay? So that's for the proposed solution. For the objectives naman, let's now try to identify whether the tools, the features, and methods you have mentioned are really backed up with the study. Kaya mo na mag-iingon na mabitaw nga, we really know or we will really verify or we can tell na if it's AI generated, it's because naglagay nga ng citation but then when we tried to look into the documents or yung mga references nila, hindi man nag-mention ng ganitong tools, hindi din nag-mention ng ganitong features, hindi din nag-mention ng ganitong method. So how come or how did you come up with that kind of objectives? Okay? So palihog ko, review natin. And then of course, your scope and limitation will provide us with an idea kung ano lang yung dapat natin i-include as part of the system and hanggang saan lang tayo or may exclusion tayong dapat gawin. Okay? So inclusion and exclusion is the game for the scope and limitation. Okay? So again, before tayong magsulat ng chapter 2, review natin itong apat because dito naglalaro yung chapter 2 natin. If hindi bitaw klaro yung pagkakasulat nitong apat, obviously, then it will become a problem sa inyo na po dayon. Nakuha ba? Ilode? Thumbs up, technical writer. Ikaw magpa-remind nga before magsulat, magbasa sa giduna. Okay. Sige. Let's now go to the structure of let's go to the available na yun, to the structure of chapter 2. So your chapter 2, you will have 4 parts. We have the introduction, we have the related literature, we have the related studies, and of course, yung last part natin will be the synthesis of the study. 5 palagay, sorry. Yung pang-4 is synthesis, and then yung pang-5 is references. So, ito yung magiging listahan ng mga studies and literature na kinuha ninyo. Let's start first with the introduction. For the introduction, this one will be assigned to the technical writer. Sir, ano yung magiging approach natin dito? Okay? So, technical writer, wag muna kayong magsulat ng introduction unless you're able to receive the output of related literature and then related studies. I would like to pinpoint as well, ito yung comment ng mga advisors na nanggaling sa kanila. Okay? Technical writer, ang gagawin nyo po is hindi lang po kayo magkokolekta ng kung anong sinulat ng mga members ninyo. Technical writer will collect and of course polish everything. Kaya ang naitabo man yun o yung nangyari sa batch na to is that yung technical writer nagko-collect lang ng mga output, copy and paste and then ipasa. And then when the advisor will try to read it, nahihirapan si advisor kasi iba-iba yung writing style. Walang coherence. Yung mga some parts of chapter 1, when you try to read it, hindi sila nagko-connect. Okay? So ang anong gagawin ni technical writer? Technical writer, ikaw yung mag-collect tapos i-polish mo. I-polish mo in a way na when your advisor will read it, parang ang nagsulat is isang tao lang. Kumbaga parang ikaw lang ang nagsulat. Nakuha ba? Technical writer? Thumbs up daw daw technical writer. Project manager, you kindly follow up your technical writer. Dili pwede nga mag-ingon lang sila nga. Nakolekta naman ako. Project manager, ako na pong copy and paste, dili pwede. Technical writer, basahin nyo muna and then you do some polishing. You either edit the way it was written, you maybe try to ask them for some explanation kung bakit ito ang nilagay. Okay? Hindi lang po kayo basta copy and paste ha. Kaya mo ng usual nga tawag dito, usual comment of the advisor. Though it's good na the task was separated or distributed between and among the members, but it would be best na after doing the distribution or the separate task, i-compile or i-collect or i-collate ng technical writer tapos you write it in unison. Na pag nagbasa ako, okay, isang tao lang ang gumawa nito. Nakuha ba? Okay. Again, technical writer, wag mo nang magsulat unless meron ng related literature and related studies. So, this section introduces the purpose and content of chapter 2. So, if you notice, yung description ng introduction, it tells you the purpose and then the content. Of course, since hindi man ikaw nagsulat ng content, hintayin nyo muna yung mga members ninyo para you'll have an idea. Okay? It briefly explains that the chapter contains literature and studies supporting the problem and proposed solution. this section should be limited to 1 to 2 paragraphs only. Ibig sabihin, it's only an overview bitaw kung anong laman nito. Even if hindi ko pa nabasa yung full literature, the reader will have an idea na, okay, when I read this one, ito yung problem na gusto nilang i-address, ito yung proposed solution nila, tapos ito yung goal nila in writing their chapter 2. Okay? So later on, may papakita akong example, and then that example is either a good one or a bad one para alam ninyo paano magkilatis. Okay? Now, let's go to number 2, related literature. Si related literature, ang magsusulat is si systems analyst. Systems analyst, thumbs up para makabalo ko na naminaw ka. Thumbs up ra, grabe na. So systems analyst, yung trabaho mo is for related literature. Okay, ano yung ibig sabihin ng related literature? This section covers concepts, technologies, and optional theories related to the study. This must be derived from the keywords, major elements of your chapter 1. Diba? Kabantay mo, it always tells you to go back to chapter 1 when you do chapter 2. Now, I have created here a table for you to better understand ano yung dapat nyong kunin. So there are 3 things na you need to consider when you write the literature. You look for a concept, you look for the technology mentioned, or if there were theories mentioned in your chapter 1, yan yung ilalagay natin sa related literature. So for example, you will know na if it's a concept, it's because it talks about a general idea. For example, an idea on automation, an idea of integration, an idea of cross-platform implementation. Those are example ideas or concepts or principles. Okay? Saan niya nakikita? You can look for that one in your project context, or sometimes po nilalagay yan sa statement of the problem. Okay? For the technology naman, you have it here. It explains the tools or systems. So obviously, doon siya nagfo-fall doon sa proposed solution, and of course, doon sa objectives of the study. And yung pangatlo naman, yung sa theory, for example, if you have mentioned some theories in your chapter 1, you will know man sa pag theory kay meron tayong word na theory, but sometimes it's not clearly stated, but it will try to explain to you a behavior or acceptance, di ba? So you can look for that one in the conceptual framework or in the objectives of the study. So itong pangatlo, it's optional. Pero itong dalawa, these are really required. Nakuha, systems analyst. Thumbs up daw, be. Kaya pa sinatulog na ng systems analyst na to. Okay, hindi pa natutulog si systems analyst. Very good. Okay. Now, ano yung paragraph structure ni tawag dito, the related literature. So sa paragraph structure, you first define, You first define, you explain, and then you cite, and then you connect to the study. So kanisa, this one is for your chapter 2 talaga, okay? And of course, this one dayon is on your chapter 1, di ba? If you notice, we are trying to link your related literature to your chapter 1. So again, you define either the concept, the technology, or the theory. You explain it, and then you provide citations kung saan nyo na nakuha, and then make sure na you can connect that one to your proposed solution or your problem, okay? The key rule in related study is that every paragraph must clearly connect to the problem and the proposed solution. If it does not, then it should be removed, okay? Kung wala po siyang connection sa inyong either statement of the problem and statement of the problem and proposed solution, then it cannot be part of your related literature. So your literature should sound like one expert voice, not 5 or more authors fighting for attention. Ano yung example dito? So for example, doon sa study ninyo, naka-mention kayo ng automation. Di ba? Example lang ito ha. So kung nakahanap ka ng author who was able to define and recommend it, okay, so check na siya. Si author number 2, nag-define siya, recommend niya, and he recommended it, but then with reservation. Like for example, he'll only recommend it on this particular scenarios, not on the entirety, kumbaga. You also have number 3, it was able to define it, but then it did not recommended it. Okay? And then author number 4, you define it, and then you have it here, it recommended it or they recommended it, but then on certain platforms only. Okay? So anong gagawin natin dito when we write the literature? So hanapin nyo muna guys kung ano yung common nila. So if you notice, lahat sila nag-define, di ba? So okay lang na siya. But then on the recommendation part, hindi sila lahat nag-recommend. So maybe you can only include author number 1, author number 2, and author number 4. Kasi nga silang tatlo nag-recommend. Yung pangatlong author hindi talaga nag-recommend. So ang gagawin mo sa literature is that you make a general standpoint. So for example, ang standpoint dani is that they recommended it and then you agree on it. So ibig sabihin, when you write that literature, kinakailangan guys, when I try to read it, hindi po pwede na pag nabasa ko to and then when I try to analyze it, I will notice dahil nga you included the third author, tapos mahirapan akong intindihin bakit ito sinali. Hindi pala ni-recommend yung automation. Di ba? Nagets nyo? But there are also certain scenarios bitaw where researchers are really good in writing. Like, they will include author 3 because that will justify dayon kumbaga either some gaps of the study, so po pwedeng ganyan. Pero, to be safe good guys, if you notice na yung author na tatlong out of 4 authors na you mentioned, tatlo lang yung nag-recommend kumbaga, yung tatlo lang yung gamitin ninyo. Huwag na yung pang-apat. Kasi nga, we want a unified man nga, kumbaga a unified standpoint on this particular concept. Kaya remember, kinuha mo baya, kumbaga nag-claim baya ka doon sa chapter 1 na ito yung gagamitin namin kasi this will solve the problem. And then here comes your chapter 2 sa literature na hindi pala siya okay. But I think that's not a good thing to read on your chapter 2. Now, the number of studies to use will be 5 and then the maximum is 8. So po pwede guys na in each concept, again, that would mean na in every concept, kinakailangan na at least 5 author ang mag-justify doon sa concept or doon sa technology and then yung maximum niya is 8 lang. Again, yung assigned member dito is a systems analyst. Nakuha ba? So later on may example tayo para you will understand. Systems analyst. Thumbs up. Thumbs up daw, be? Okay. Let's now go to the, do you have question? Kung may question kayo, you can ask baya guys. The third part of our, the third part of our chapter 2 is yung related studies. Dito naman guys, you will notice na hindi sila the same. It's because this section presents existing systems or previous research similar to the proposed system. Each study must include a comparison and identify limitations. When we say comparison, it means kung ano yung pagkaka-similar nila. Di ba? Compare and contrast. Pag compare, ibig sabihin, you find their similarities to your proposed system. And then, you have here identified the limitations. These limitations are considered to be the gap of the study. When we say gap or limitation, ito yung, kumbaga, there are certain parts of the study na hindi nila na-address or hindi nila na-solve. Okay? Or, there were problems na nag-arise upon conducting the testing or evaluation of the study. So yan yung kumbaga problems needed to be addressed by the next researcher which is kayo. Yan yung limitations. Again, saan nga nakikita itong limitations? You can find it either doon sa scope and limitation o pwede din na doon sa results siya mag-arise. They also provide explanation there sa conclusion and sometimes they put that in the recommendations. Nakuha ba? Ang gagawa nitong related studies are the following: the front-end developers and of course, the back-end developers. Okay? Now, yung structure ng pagkakasulat natin is that we will mention or we will provide first identification of the author. For example, ROA 2025. Yung name ng system. So dito guys, i-explain ninyo further kung anong ginagawa ng system, para saan siya ginagamit, ano to, and then ano yung mga features niya. And then you also have the results. and of course the limitation, and then ano yung relevance to the current study. So if you notice, babalik pa rin tayo doon sa chapter 1. Dito lang sa related studies is that it's very explicit. Ibig sabihin, kinakailangan siyang ilagay talaga na kung ito yung limitations ng cited study, ito din po yung problem namin. Ang problema dito, or most of the time, pinapabalik namin or pinapa-rewrite namin yung chapter 2, it's because of this one. For example, kumuha sila ng study, 'di ba? Yung isang grupo kumuha ng study. Tapos I'll have one of the problem para bitaw ko na. On your chapter 1, you mention a problem on sales, 'di ba? Example lang siya guys. For example, the organization, the business mention na may problema sila pag-generate ng sales kasi may mga mali daw, di ba? Yan yung problem in chapter 1. Here comes their cited study dayon. Their cited studies mentioned, kumbaga ang gap na na-mention nila sa kanilang cited study is that hindi bagay yung QR code. Nag-connect ang katuilang sales o katong QR code nila nga problem, wala. Sige daw, thumbs down if wala nag-connect, thumbs up if nag-connect. Sige daw be. Sa chapter 1 sa researcher, ang ilang giingon is that na sila problema sa sales report generation. Sa ilang cited nga study, ang gimension nga limitation kay nagka-problema sila kay QR ang gigamit. Thumbs down or thumbs up? Okay, very good to mga nag-thumbs down. It's because hindi sila related. Nakuha ninyo guys. Pero for example, 'di ba yung sa cited study ay yung sa chapter 1 ang sinabi is that problem on the generation of the sales. 'Di ba? Yan yung sa chapter 1. Tapos here comes another study. Same lagid sila gyud. And then ang na-mention is that they were able there were some inaccurate results of the sales by point decimals or doon sa pagbigay bitaw ng pag-display bitaw kumbaga. Can it be considered as a related study? Thumbs up if oo, thumbs down if dili. Sige daw be. Again, sa chapter 1 ilang gi-mention nagka-problema sila sa pag-generate sa sales report. Sa cited study, ang ilang gi-mention na limitation is that they were able to generate the sales but then na problema in terms of decimal points. Can we consider that one as a study or a cited study or a related study? You know, then thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree. Yung lagi participate lagi ang uban lagi, bantay lagi di sila gida. Okay, very good. Tama kayo guys. We can consider that one. Ano man, it's because when we do bitaw the related studies, it's not necessary gyud bitaw nga tawag nagali. It's not necessary na word per word same din sila gyud. If you notice, ang problema sa chapter 1 is pag-generate sa sales. Dani pud gyapon nay problema sa pag-generate sa sales kay mali daw, it's because of the formatting daw kuno. So both of them have a problem in sales generation. So we can consider that one as a related study. Nakuha, dili pwede or dili kinahanglan bitaw nga word per word na parehas gid sila. Sir, ang among chapter 1 nag-ingon dani or it mentioned nga appointment ra gyud sir. But then in the cited study kay it mentioned about errors in doing the scheduling because of blah 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 blah. But then when you try to analyze it kay sir, same la sila og problema gyud. Like sa ila kay appointment lang, ang ila dani kay nagka-problema sa appointment, it's because dili ka schedule. So it's still the same. Kumbaga, if you will try to look at the concept of the problem, they're still the same. Nakuha ba? So dili usually kasi nagkakamali yung mga students namin when they try to cite studies which are verbatimly stated. Like the words bitaw, like for example, ano ba yung example be? For example, sa payment, di ba? sir, may problema sila sa payment. Anong problema sa payment di ay ng research ng business owner? And then I was able to understand nga yung problema ng payment is that hindi sila, kumbaga there were problems, it's because sometimes yung sales or yung transaction is, kumbaga yung transaction is not, it's no longer convenient kasi nga hindi siya cashless, di ba? Tapos dito naman sa other study, ang sinabi is that there's a problem in accepting payments using banks. So pwede din yun guys, di ba? Ang ilang problema kay wala sila other option. Dani is that nasa sila other option but then naay problema pag bank transfer. So it's still the same, okay? Kung maghahanapan nyo lang talaga guys ng relatedness of the problem, okay? Kay we will ask you about that one man sad. Kay if we can identify nga, I think medyo malayo siya, then we will really tell you to remove the study and then look for another related study, which is not a good thing pag defense, okay? Pag sinabi ng panel nga, okay, this one is good, okay, this one is good, okay? Pero pag sinabi ng panel na lahat ng related literature and studies ninyo does not support your chapter 1, then that's a big problem, okay? Now, you have it here. Each study must include a limitation. Without a limitation, there is no justification for the proposed system. A good rated study does not just describe what others did. It shows what they failed to do. Okay? Again, wag kayong kumuha ng study, front-end and back-end developers na hindi bitaw na-mention kung ano yung problems kay wala man talagang perfect na study. Kaya nga tayo may tinatawag na for the future researchers. So ibig sabihin guys, whatever problems they have encountered in doing the study, dapat na-mention talaga yan. Okay? Because gagamitin man yan ng mga next researchers. Okay? So hanapin nyo muna yung loophole, yung problema, yung problems na hindi na-address ng mga nag-conduct ng study, tapos gamitin nyo sa inyong study. Okay? Very good. Front end and back end. Thumbs up daw be if you are still with us. Hindi na gumagana yung mouse ko or parang lobat lang siguro, no? Now, number of studies to use. You can have 6. Yan yung yan yung minimum, and then you can go up to 10 studies. Assigned members will be the front end and back end developers. Now, pag nag-submit na si technical writer, ang tawag nito, si systems analyst, si front end at saka si back end ng kanilang outputs, yung dalawang members na natitira can now provide yun their part of chapter 2. So for example, si technical writer, basahin mo muna ha. Yung magiging laro natin guys is that before gumawa bitaw ng synthesis, si project manager dapat corrected version na yung binabasa mo. Project manager, wag mong basahin yung output ng systems analyst, ng front end at saka ng back end unless nakagawa na ng introduction si technical writer. Technical writer, I will be expecting na pag nakagawa ka na ng introduction, ibig sabihin, you are now able to polish yung mga sinulat ng systems analyst at yung mga sinulat ng ng front end at saka ng back end. Okay? Project manager, if you notice galing nagikopy and paste lang niya ang tawag dito, if kinopy and paste lang niya yung output ng tatlong members or ng tatlong ka-groupmates mo, then don't accept it. Okay? Ikaw na mismo ang mag-ingon nga, I will not accept this one kasi as just like what Sir Nep instructed, dapat i-polish mo muna to. Okay? Hanapan mo muna ng mali kung may mali talaga, and then make sure na pagbabasahin ito ng advisor natin, kinakailangan it should be like isa lang yung sumulat. Nakuha ba? Project manager, thumbs up. Si project manager, kinakailangan siya yung magiging parang ako bitaw na magko-correct na mali man ito. But then don't act high and too mighty kay basta ng ending digi ka pang correction project manager unya ang ending ikaw may sayop dayon. Don't do that. Okay? Now, for the synthesis of the study, this section combines all reviewed literature, studies, and studies into a unified argument. It identifies common findings, highlights the gaps that justify the study. So ano yung structure guys? Usually on the first paragraph or on the first part of the synthesis of the study, you'll have the summary of findings. Ano yung nakuha ninyo guys after reading mo. Nang gingon ako nga si project manager, don't write your synthesis unless nabasa mo muna yung output ng related literature and related study. Okay? Now, for the make sure na you have the summary of findings, you have the trends. This actually includes the solution, Mandani, and then you also mention the gap that will justify the problems you claim on chapter 1, and of course your justification. Your justification is actually the group's position, convincing the panel na this study must push through because of the studies and literatures na you have read. Okay? Kumbaga yung justification is just a strong statement mentioning na kanigid nga study gid sir, or this project should really push through, should really be pursued. It's because it will help or it will address problems either in the community, in the organization, or in the community business organization, or to your different clients. Okay? Ang assigned member dito is si project manager. So, after din sumulat ni project manager, kinakailangan i-check din ni technical writer. Okay? So si technical writer na po dayon ang mag-double check if ang pinagsasabi ba ni project manager is really aligned to what the four of you, or yung technical writer, yung systems analyst, yung front end at yung back end na sinulat ninyo. Kay for example, okay yung intro, okay yung yung related literature, okay yung related study. Pero pagdating doon sa synthesis is hindi siya na-justify, then hindi siya po pwede. Okay? So make sure na when you do your synthesis study, balikan mo yung mga na-mention na study, balikan mo yung literature, balikan mo yung mga justification, because that will be our evidence na this synthesis is not just generated by AI. This synthesis is not just your opinion, but it's an evidence-based justification na your study deserves to exist. Okay? Project manager, give me a thumbs up if you understood whatever things I am saying right now. Bantay lang bitaw. Okay. Let's now go to the example. Okay. Guys, yung ipapakita ko na example, it's an example way back na ginagamit ko when I was still doing STI. Okay? You might notice the Sir Dulagi 2019. Yes. It's because it's only an example. Example is for reference. Dili pwede na imong kopyahon ang example. Kaya nga tinawag na example, di ba? Kuha ba? Ang ending dahil kay, for example, last year, ang akong experience last year kay copy and paste nagyapon. Matingala ko pag when I tried to read it, parang familiar itong pagkakasulat na to. So don't do that one, okay? I have here the example. Ay, by the way, yung panglima pala guys is the references. So ang gagawa nito naman is yung technical writers. Technical writer, after doing the polishing or the rewriting, ilagay mo lahat ng references na references na ginamit ninyo in writing, introduction, literature, studies, and then yung synthesis. Okay? So, let's try to review your chapter 1 component. Okay? Dapat ma-prove natin using literature and studies. Yung proposed solution naman, it should be supported by technologies and systems developed. Your objectives should be justified by the tools and methods, and then your scope and limitations will be used to determine the coverage of the literature. Okay? Now, I have here a simple note here, or a reminder to everyone. Proponents may revise their chapter 1 based on insights gained from chapter 2 to ensure alignment and coherence between the two chapters. Make sure your advisor is aware of the changes. I'll give you one scenario. So for example, yung sa chapter 1, you mentioned na it's a mobile application. Okay? It's a mobile, in your chapter 1, you only mentioned na it's a web application. But after doing chapter 2, you were able to read in other studies and in some literature na most of this kind of solution are implemented in mobile, then you make changes in chapter 1. Kabalo mo nga no? Because if the panel will identify bitaw if the panel will able to detect na bakit web app lang ito but then most of the studies are implemented in mobile application, di ba? That's a big no na dayon. So don't wait nga si panel pa ang mag-mention or don't wait na si panel pa yung magsabi na bakit hindi mobile yung pagkaka-implement dito. Most of your studies are implemented in mobile. Okay? So balikan niyo yung chapter 1, you ask advice for your advisor and then make sure na approve na yung changes. Because again, I would like to repeat myself again. Build a rapport relationship with your advisor. Be careful whatever things you mention about him or her bitaw sa inyo bitaw anang nanaraba ko dunggan nga there are some members who are already complaining about the process of consultation. Remember, you are really required by to do consultation. Your advisors are allocating their time for consultation. So make sure to make the most out of it. Okay? Remember, yung defense natin or yung proposal defense natin, dalawa yung parts. Yung part na nandyan kayo, tapos yung deliberation na wala kayo. So remember, your advisor will be your first line of defense. So pag hindi siya aware on the changes you mentioned, then of course, hindi niya yan i-acknowledge or he or she will not be accountable for it. Maingon na rin sa advisor nga, ay, wala ko nilagignan about that na. Ay, wala na mention sa ako. So guys, make sure talaga, di ba, when you do your consultations, I always tell you to record and then do transcript para you'll have evidences. Okay? Na ma'am, amo may na-mention sa imo ha, tanaw gali, di ba? So, make sure na your whatever changes you make, aware si advisor. Nakuha. Now, kindly remember this one as well. For the paper guidelines, you have it here. It's Times New Roman 12. It's single spacing. Yung chapter 2 lang natin is only allowed lang na number of pages is 8. So 5 to 8 pages only. So pwede 4. Apoy nagkikistanan guys. 5 to 8 pages. Okay? Yung margin is normal and then print it on a short band paper. Nakuha ba? Thumbs up daw ba if nakuha? Yung iba hindi maka-thumbs up lagi. Parang naputulan ng kamay yung iba. Okay, very good. Sige. Can you remember that one na? Let's now go to the example. O yan guys, ito yung example. Ganito yung pagkakasulat ha. Chapter 2, dapat hindi siya naka-capital. Ang naka-capital lang is ito, tapos ito yung naka-bold lang. Review of related literature and studies. Leave it here, then introduction. So, I also have here some criteria. Yung criteria natin is based doon sa guidelines na ginawa ko. Okay? Ako rin yung table para bitaw madali nating ma-identify if tama ba siya o hindi. Accordingly, sa based ating guidelines, kinakailangan your introduction should mention about the problem, should mention about the solution, and then it should state the purpose. So yung mga naka-yellow guys, you have it here. This chapter presents the review of related literature and studies relevant to the problem and proposed solution. So if you notice here, it mentioned the word problem, pero alam nyo ba kung ano yung problem alam nyo ba or alam ba natin kung ano yung problem ng study based on that sentence? Thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if hindi. Talaga, alam nyo yung problem? Sige daw, ano yung problem lugar? Nag-thumbs down sila dahil, paingon ako. Okay, guys, diba anak ko sa inyo, the example I'm giving is that it's not only it's a correct one, na po yung mga sabi po dani. If you notice here, diba, na-mention dito, related literature studies relevant to the problem. If I will read it, anong problem ang pinagsasabi nito? Diba? So when you mention the problem, ang ibig sabihin bitaw guys ng mention is that you provide the general idea kung ano yung problem ng study. Okay? And then tama itong proposed solution. Alam niyo kung bakit? Because it mentioned about the name of the proposed system. So okay lang yan guys. Okay? And then yung pangatlo naman states the purpose. No? The purpose of this chapter is to establish a strong foundation for the study by examining existing knowledge and practices. It's okay, but then we can do better. Okay? So, ganun yung pagkakasulat, guys. Dapat may mention ng general problem, may mention ng solution, and then we should also mention the purpose of it. Nakuha ba? Thumbs up daw ba technical writer? Kay inyo ba ni? Technical writer, kindly do a thumbs up. Very good. Again huwag mo nang magsulat ng introduction unless nabasa mo na yung related literature and your related study. Okay? Okay, let's now go to the second one. Makinig, systems analyst, para you'll have an idea. Actually, task niya ang related literature, guys. Ano, gali? Task tanan ba? Yung isa lang yung i-explain ko ha, para bito ano. I also have here criteria. Now, you could either pinpoint to a concept, a technology, or and it should have citations, and then it should have a clear connection per paragraph. Now, direct link to chapter 1. Okay, let's now go to the example. Dagan kisa na siya, guys. Pero kaya isa nga akong i-explain lang ha. You have it here. Inventory management systems play a critical role in organizations that manage goods, materials, and resources, particularly in environments where accuracy and efficiency are essential for operational success. According to Reyes 2021, these systems are designed not only to monitor stock levels, but also to track the movement of items across different stages of the supply chain, ensuring that accurate, and up-to-date records are consistently maintained. If you notice, ito guys, sinulat ito ng researcher. Ito yung claim nila. This claim was backed up by Reyes 2021. Diba? Nagets ninyo guys? So meaning, nag-agree siya. Like, ito yung sinabi namin about inventory, tapos we have a study about, from Reyes, na nag-mention, if you notice, hindi naman sila pares bitaw gidog concept. Yan lang gipa-expound bitaw, di ba? Yang further explained. So it here, in traditional setting, many organizations continue to rely on manual inventory processes which typically involve handwritten logs, spreadsheets, or isolated record-keeping systems. This was mentioned in the study of Reyes 2021 and Santos 2020. So dual kabuk lagi siya. It only means guys na yung study ni Santos, 'di ba? It's actually the idea or concept by Santos but was cited as well by Reyes in 2021. Okay? Now, as noted by Santos, manual inventory practices remain common in small to medium enterprises due to limited technological adoption, which often leads to operational inefficiencies. Inefficiencies. So dani bitaw guys nga part, di ba? This one na dayon is ila bitaw gitagaan og focus or they put focus on the manual way of doing inventory. On the first sentence, itong naka-blue bitaw, you will notice na they talk about the process of doing manual inventory. On the second sentence, you will notice the verbatimly, ito guys, itong naka-quote unquote bitaw, ibig sabihin, this part here is really a word for word na kinuha doon sa study. Okay? So ang sinabi dito is that yung manual inventory daw leads to operational inefficiencies. Kumbaga, this part here is the problem. Okay? So bakit ito na-mention? It's because in their chapter 1, yung problem nila is more on the manual inventory. Okay? On the manual inventory. The problem on doing inventory which leads to inefficiency dayon. Nakuha ba? So, ang style bitaw, when you write your related literature, if may kinuha ka na concept, kinakailangan it will be backed by a study. Pag may na-mention ka na problem, it should be backed up by a study as well. Okay? Oh, more of it pagidayon no? Manual processes are inherently prone to human error, including incorrect data entry. Diba? This one is in Garcia 2019. Kumbaga, to further claim na Pag manual ang talagang ginagawa ng user, ibig sabihin, there's really a problem. Okay? So, you also have it here, Pagidayo, these efficiencies often result in discrepancies which leads to, unsa man dani, okay? Dagan kisahan guys, overstocking, stock outs, financial losses, di ba? That's from De La Cruz 2021. So, you also have it here. If you notice bitaw, si Reyes, si Santos, si De La Cruz o si Garcia, ang ilang claim nila is that when you do manual inventory, there will really be a problem. Okay? That can be, that can really lead to your chapter 1 na problem po gyapon. So, imo na connect na daan. Okay. So, hindi lang talaga or hindi lang si, for example, si Wagas Warehouse ang may problema. Others also are claiming na mayroon silang problema. Nakuha ba? Now, but sir, how do we connect it to our chapter 1? You have it here. These challenges underscore the need for more advanced systems that enhance accuracy, provide timely information, and support efficient inventory management system. This one is backed up by Reyes 2021 as well. Pero, pwede namang hindi ito lagyan, guys. Like you would just say na, because of this one or because of the problems you have cited from those literature, you can now claim na, okay, kinahanglan gyud ay nga naay dapat inventory management system. Okay? You also have here examples. For example, kani siya. This one is a concept on integration of automation. Diba? And then when you try to look at the last paragraph bitaw, ay last sentence, sorry, this benefit supports the development of the proposed system which aims to automate inventory processes and improve data accuracy. Ibig sabihin, itong mga sentences or itong paragraph na to guys, this paragraph justifies the need for automation. Diba? So probably in their proposed system, they mention about automation. So that's why na-connect nila dayon. Diba? Ilang na-connect. Same goes with this one, no? This characteristic. So ibig sabihin guys, kinakailangan in every last sentence of your related literature, dapat nakainani nga part na mobalik gid siya always sa chapter 1. No? These characteristics support the implementation of the proposed system as a web application. Nakuha ninyo? Diba? Ito yung mga reasons or justifications nila bakit web systems ang gagamitin namin. So after doing that research, then they can claim na dahil nga, okay, correct kami or tama kami na web-based application ang gagamitin namin. Okay? You also have here database management systems. Diba? No? Is essential for accurate and efficient data management. User interface. Oh no. These considerations support the objective of developing a system using strong usability and user experience. Diba? Security as well. Oh. These considerations support the inclusion of security features in the proposed system. Oh, diba? And of course, the last one, this supports the integration of scalable architecture in the proposed system. So always, when what makes literature bitaw simple, it's because ang gagawin mo talaga guys is just look for either books, authors, articles that explains bitaw your concept, your technology na gagamitin mo, and then i-claim mo lang na because ito yung nabasa namin, so that would mean na tama kami sir, na ito yung gagamitin namin na technology, ito yung gagamitin namin na platform, and then tama din kami na yung problem na na-mention namin in chapter 1, it's also existing in other studies. Nakuha ba? Thumbs up de, systems analyst. Yan yung magiging approach ninyo. Hanap kayo ng libro, kasi si itong Santos bitaw, si Santos is a book man siya, a book author. Hanap kayo ng libro, hanap kayo ng articles, but remember, ang tatanggapin lang namin na articles is 2020 and above. Okay? Now let's go to the third part, kumbaga. Ito naman ang gagawin ng back-end at saka front-end. Medyo madali siya guys, pero yun nga, di ba? Ito. Ano ganyan gali? Di ba? Cruz et al. Siya ra isa. Siya ra isa. Si De La Peña, siya ra po isa. Oh, a study na pagyapon by Santos and Rivera, that's one study. And then you also have a study of Garcia, a study of Lopez et al, and then Fernandez 2020. Baka na si Aljay. Joke lang. Okay, if you notice here, in your related studies, bitaw, yung naka-green bitaw, ito, now, ay wait mo na, dito muna tayo. Diba, yung kanina, yung sinabi natin is that you identify first the author. At tapos, ano yung na-develop nila. So, Cruz et al. Develop, ito yung name ng system, ito yung nature ng system. Okay? And then after that one, you explain na yun. By the way, this one bitaw, itong pagkaka-explain nila dito. This one is, hindi naman ko sinasabing mali siya, guys, but then it's kulang. Ako ning iikuan na. This one, this particular line here, it's actually the explanation on what the system is doing or kung ano yung ginagawa ng system. Yun nga lang, medyo kulang siya. Okay? So you can expound on it like ipataas pa niyo siya. The green one is actually the result of their study. As a result, the study reported improvements in both processing time and data accuracy, allowing the organizations to maintain more reliable inventory records. Yan yung result ng kanilang study. Pero, now, despite these advantages, the system was limited by lack of real-time reporting capabilities, which restricted users from accessing up-to-date inventory information for immediate decision-making. So, bakit ito naging, kumbaga, bakit ito tinanggap ng panel? It's because when we tried to ask them, or if you will try, if I can still recall, ito yung explanation nila. Sir, doon bitaw sa aming study is that yung pag-generate ng kanilang inventory is it's everyday. Di ba? It's everyday. But dito, sir, sa kanilang study, wala silang sinagali. Kumbaga, doon sa chapter 1 na mention nila na dapat daw yung company or yung business should generate the reports on inventory in real time, like every day, kumbaga. But of course, yan yung problem, hindi na nagagawa. Okay? Dito naman sa kanilang study ni Cruz et al, accordingly, yung pag-generate daw ng report by inventory, it's not every day, but it's by every after 3 days or by 7 days daw. So, yung ginamit nila na concept is that, sir, yung study namin may delay or hindi kaya yung 1 day na generation of reports. Yung sa kanila, sir, it's also not real time. So, ibig sabihin, guys, yung concept ng delay ang ginamit nila for it to qualify as a related study. Nakuha? So, kung sa study nila, or so, yung sa chapter 1, it's 1 day. Doon sa yung sa related study nila, it's 3 or 7 days, di ba? It's still delay. So, pwede siya. So, good siya nga study nga gikuha. Nakuha ba? Front end and back end? Okay, very good. Now, itong number 2 bitaw, itong naka-blue dito, this limitation highlights the importance of integrating real-time features in inventory systems. In response to this gap, the proposed system aims to incorporate real-time reporting to enhance data visibility and support timely decision-making. So, ibig sabihin, because of their gap and the problem na among na-encounter, ito yung gagawin namin, sir, we will try to incorporate real-time reporting. O, di ba? Problem plus its proposed solution pagidayon. You also have it here, guys, kang De La Peña. Now, the system lack essential security features, di ba? Which is also mentioned in the chapter 1. And then ito rin yung again always baya guys nga the two concepts before you end bitaw your paragraph, it should be about the limitations of the study, and then yung last sentence dapat is the response of the proponent on the identified limitations. Ano ang gagawin ng mga researchers. So for example dito, di ba? The proposed system addresses this limitation by implementing secure login credentials and role-based access control to ensure data integrity and controlled system access. O di ba? Muna siya giyang kumbaga yang gibalik gyapon sa chapter 1. Oh, Santos and Rivera. Now, to address this, so di ba ito yung problem na hindi na cater ng kanilang system. Oh. To address this, the proposed system aims to integrate advanced reporting and analytics features to provide deeper insights in the inventory performance. So that's a good one. Garcia 2019. Dali po gyapon. Same man na sila guys. Tanaw gali ninyo gali. The proposed system always yung nagidayon, di ba? Same goes with Lopez et al. Oh. The proposed system addresses, gets ninyo? And then on the last one gyapon, you have it here. The proposed system aims to address this limitation by implementing security features that are both effective and user-friendly, ensuring that data protection does not compromise the system usability. The major comment lang bitaw Danny of the way it was written kay dili siya specific, okay? If you would want the panel to really accept bitaw your related studies, make sure it's written on specific terms. Okay? For example, if I would try to criticize this one, ano yung basis nila for user friendly? 'Di ba? Wala silang na-mention na ganun. So, yun lang guys for the related bitaw study. Hanap kayo ng study that is focused on focus on development. For example, ito, develop an integrated inventory and sales system. So that's a good one. Okay? Ito naman itong naka-highlight guys, you have it here. Now, conducted a study on secure inventory system. Sir, wala man siya nag-develop. Yes, wala siya nag-develop pero nag-evaluate siya, which then leads us to conclude that there's really a need for a secure inventory management system. So pwede na siya. Pero para safe good mo, pangita mong study or hanap kayo ng mga studies na focus on development. Since our approach man sad in this institution is design and development. Nakuha ba? Thumbs up daw ba if nakuha yung concept front end and back end. So if you will try to compare literature and studies, si literature daghan kayo authors, dapat unison sila og kanagaling standpoint. Si study, you only have one author and then you will try to look for the gap. Ang lisod lang gid bitaw Danny sa related study is to really connect it to the problem. Yung gap ng related study natin, is it connected to the problem we are trying to solve? Kaya kung dili bitaw din, automatically hindi yan po pwede. Nakuha ba? Okay. Technical writer, project manager, i-check ninyo si related study. Usually, yung nagkakaproblema tayo, it's more on the related study. Okay? Sige. Let's now go naman doon sa ating synthesis of the study. Again, make sure nga it's 6 or more. Okay? For the synthesis of the study, you have it here. This part here talks about the summary findings. Kani siya. Diba? So itong lahat guys, this came from your related literatures and studies. Ito yung general findings natin. Ayan. Dito naman guys, usually is the gap of the study. If you will try to read this one, it's more about what were the problems encountered after the development, testing, and evaluation of their related or cited literature or study. Okay? And then of course, ito yung pinaka-importante guys. Okay? I will not focus on this one guys. It's because it's more of ano man yun. Like the project manager will write a general paragraph on what happened doon sa nabasa ninyo. Okay? Dito naman is ano yung nangyari or ano yung problems na you were able to relate in your chapter 1 which was present on the studies na you have mentioned. Ito yung, dito kami talaga guys magfo-focus, okay? Yung standpoint ninyo or yung justification. Now, in response to these gaps, the proposed web system management system is designed to integrate key features such as automation, real-time reporting, secure access control, advanced data analytics, and scalable architecture. By combining these elements, the proposed system aims to provide a more efficient, secure, and user-friendly solution that can adapt to the changing demands of the organization. Therefore, the development of the proposed system is justified as it directly addresses the limitations identified in the reviewed literature and studies while offering improvements that contribute to more effective inventory management system. So this part here talaga guys, ito na yung magiging last takeaway ninyo na, sir, ito yung mga concepts na nakuha namin. And then we were able to prove it. Ito yung mga gaps na na-mention ng aming mga studies, sir. And then we were able to prove na it's related to our statement of the problem. So therefore, di ba, we can then conclude na our proposed study can really address the problem cited in our chapter 1. Okay? So that's where you will end the dayon your chapter 2. After this one dayon is, after this one is yung list of references na dayon nimo. Again, in your synthesis guys, do not copy earlier sections. So when you do synthesis, you cannot do synthesis unless nasabtan nimo project manager ang related literature and related study. Okay? Project manager, magsulat ba ko una or last? Thumbs up if una, thumbs down if last. Sige daw din. Very good. Kamu ang last ha. Very good. Okay. I will now give the floor to some questions, guys. Sige daw din. Do you have questions? Wala silang question. Ang galing naman. Sure, wala question bitaw, guys. Give me a thumbs up daw if walang pangutana. I will not entertain unless you will turn on your microphone. Sige, those who would want to ask, you turn on your microphone and then you talk. Yes, Kadorna.
For the RR, sir, ba? Kanaya, sir.
Yes.
Ano, sir? Pwede ba kami kumuha? Ay, saan kami kumuha? Sa foreign ba na RL or local lang?
Okay, guys. Ito na yung this one is your difference from the other batches. We no longer care if you get it from foreign or your local. It's fine with us. In Capstone, hindi na namin, we will no longer provide bito kasi this is what we notice. We think like para bitong nag-distinguish tayo na pag local is hindi siya okay. So kayo na ang bahala guys. If the local fits the study, it's okay. Pag foreign fits the study, it's okay guys. So it's either kayo na bahala kung foreign ba ang gusto ninyo or local. Okay? Yan yung sinabi bitaw ni Kadorna, that's the previous namin na ginagawa. But after doing a lot of research, okay lang din naman. Alam nyo, yung mga publishers bitaw ng ibang, yung publishers bitaw ng ibang bansa, they don't care at all for as long as the study is existing. 'Di ba? Bakit natin hindi sa-cite yung locally made? Ginawa man din yan ng research. Okay? So for example, if i-quote ninyo si October 2024, it's fine with me. Okay? Questions? Yun lang yung question. Sure na gid ni? Okay. I will give the material later para you can start na dayon. Oh, by the way, if you're done with your chapter 1, like nakapasa na kayo guys, you start na dayon writing your chapter 2. Guys, I am aiming na lahat ng manuscript mabigay natin sa panel a week before. So please make sure to not relax but start writing. You will notice guys if you are not doing it right, if wala ka ginabuhat karon. Ha? bugin na akong pero may ginabalik-balik yun. Project managers, if walang ginagawa ang grupo ninyo after our discussion today, then you're not on the right track. Nakuha ba? Project manager, thumbs up. Okay, very good. Sige. Kung wala kayong question, I will now stop the recording. Hindi ko na alam kung paano mag-stop ng recording kasi matagal na tayo hindi naka-record. Ayan. Nag-iba na pala ng itsura.